Hello, fourth graders. Welcome to lesson 3.6. Today we're going to talk about comparing fractions. Now, when we say comparing, we're talking about which is bigger, right? We've been comparing numbers in the past. I think we did that in our very first unit, and you make the mouth eat the bigger number. Today we're going to look at fractions with that. So here's my first question. Would you rather have 5/12 of a candy bar or 3/4? All right, now keep that answer in your head, and then we're going to come back to it at the end of this video here. All right, our math problem is this. We have Adam ran 4/5 of a mile. Amy ran 3/5 of a mile. Who ran farther, or did they run the same distance? So I'd like for you to think about that for a moment and then decide, who do you think ran farther, Adam or Amy? All right, let's look, right? We want to be able to prove our answer here, right? This is going to be the key thing. Sure, anyone can just pick a number and say like, "Oh, I think this one is bigger," but we have to prove our answer. And if you remember, right, when we were doing just regular numbers, we would prove our answer by looking at the different place values. We would say, "Okay, well, this number is 7 and this number is 6. So this is equal to 700 and this is equal to 600." And that helped us to prove our answer. Of course, it's going to be different with fractions. So we could prove, right? Remember, we're trying to figure out 4/5 or 3/5. We could look at a number line. So we could look at 1, right? And then 5 jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 5 jumps. And so then this one here is 4/5. And this one here is 3/5. Okay, and the number that is farther to the right is bigger, right? Because it's closer to one whole. So 4/5 is bigger. If we use our fraction circles, we can see that this is more than this. And so both of these ways are used as proof that 4/5 is more than 3/5. So you can see the mouth was open that direction. Okay, we're going to be proving, we're going to compare, but then we're also going to provide evidence. Now you have this number line. It is in, I believe it's in the back of your math journal on the back cover. It could be in the front cover, but it is going to be just the best thing for you, right? So if we were to look at this, we could find 4/5 and 3/5, right? And the number that's farther this direction is bigger, right? The number that's on the right is larger because this is 0, here's 1, and here's 2. Okay, so if you find the number on the right, you know that that number is larger. All right, our goal here is to compare fractions to determine which is the largest. Okay, and you can see right in the standard there, right? Comparing two fractions. Now, here's our first word problem. I'm going to read it and kind of demonstrate what I would do here. So watch my thinking. At the school picnic, Bella saw a group of 3 friends getting ready to share a large sandwich. 2 other friends were sharing another sandwich that was the same size. Both groups invited Bella to join them. Which group should she join if she wants to get the most to eat? Okay, so now, so think about this. This sandwich is going to be Bella and 3 friends. So 4 people. So how much is Bella going to get? 1/4. This sandwich, 2 friends plus Bella, is 3 people. So which that fraction she's going to get 1/3. So we have to be able to, we're going to be writing a number model. We're going to use these symbols, and then we have to prove our thinking with a picture or a number line. Okay, so I have to compare which is bigger, 1/3 or 1/4. There are 2 ways to do that. Okay, first way, I could get my fraction circles, and I could make 1/3, and I could make 1/4, and I can see that 1/3 is more. Second way, I can look on the number line poster, right? And I've got a zoom in shot of it here, but it also is right here, right? Here's 1/3, here's 1/4, and whatever number is farther to the right is bigger. So 1/3 is larger. And if you want to see it zoomed in, there it is, right? They're pretty close, but 1/3 is closer to 1 whole than 1/4. So my answer here is that 1/3 is greater than, not 4/1, 1/3 is greater than 1/4, like that. Okay? How we doing on this? Let's see. All right, so why must the whole be the same size when comparing fractions? Well, think about this, right? Watch this. Let's shade in half here and half here. So this is 1/2, this first one, and this is 1/2. So these are equal, right? No, of course not. Why not? Yeah, because the whole is not the same size, right? You can't compare a large pizza and a teeny tiny pizza. Okay, so you have to always have the wholes be the same size when you are comparing fractions. All right, let's take a look at this one here together. Faith and Natalie are sisters. Their parents gave them the same allowance. Faith spent 2/5 of her money at a football game. Natalie spent 6/10 of her money at a clothing store. Who spent less? Okay. So, what are the two fractions that we need to compare? What are they? Okay, so 2/5 or 6/10. We have to figure out which is more. We have to prove our answer. We have to justify with either a picture or a number line. So let's do a number line. First, we need to find 2/5. Do you see 2/5? There it is. And 6/10. There it is, right? Using this in your math journal will be so important for you. You can have all your fraction circles, but honestly, I found that fourth graders, so many of them like to use this number line instead of the fraction circles because it's a little faster. But you're certainly absolutely welcome to use fraction circles if they make more sense to you. So, which is, oh, be careful here. The question said, who spent less? So we need to know which of these two fractions is smaller. 2/5 is smaller. Why? Because it's closer to 0, right? The numbers get bigger as we move to the right. So our number sentence would look like this. 2/5 is smaller than, is less than 6/10. So the answer, who spent less? Faith. Our answer is that Faith spent less money. We wouldn't just write Faith. That's not a complete sentence. Faith spent less money. Faith is the subject. Spent less money would be the predicate. All right, last one here to look at. John and Doy are reading the book Mrs. Muckerhide assigned to the class. John has read 4/12 of it, and Doy has read 5/6. Okay. Now, one thing that we haven't talked about is kind of comparing these to a benchmark. And what I mean is 1/2, right? So think about the fraction 1/2. Well, if you had twelfths, half of half with twelfths is 6/12, right? So 4/12 is less than half. If you had sixths, 3/6 would be half. 5/6 is more than half, right? So we can tell right off by comparing to 1/2. This is just another way to do this, that 5/6 is more. Let's also touch it on our number line as well. 5/6 is right there. And what's the other one? 4/12. That's going to be way over here, right? They're not even close. Okay, so 5/6 is more. Was that the question? Who has read more? So Doy has read more. All right, there it is. That's fraction circles, right? 4/6 versus 5/12. All right, here we go. Our objective today is to compare fractions to determine which is the largest. All right, now you've had some time to think and look. Which is more candy? I know you might, even if you don't like candy, you might want to pick the bigger one. But the question now is, which of these is more candy? Three-fourths is more candy, even though there's a big 12 here, right? Now you're in fourth grade. You're going to know that, right? Because if there's a big 12 here, that means we're talking about really, really small pieces. So if we only have five of them, then we have less than half. Okay. All right. Now let's talk about this. How would you prove that three-fourths is more? How could you prove that? All right. Yep. Number line, fraction circles you can do. This is your math journal page today. It is page 83. You are reading all about burritos. So you absolutely need to have this and or your fraction circles out. You don't need both, but you definitely need these. Otherwise, you're just kind of guessing. Okay. So make sure that you do a nice job and use that number line poster, the number line there to help you. All right, fourth graders, if you need anything, be sure to reach out to me. I will see you next time. Good luck.